farmers, welcome to Kilimo Diaries here on TV 47. Now last week we focused on beekeeping. On this episode we want to focus on modern beehives. What are some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages in case you are using a traditional beehive, and do the outcomes in production differ? So join me as I talk to a model farmer of the week, Mr. Peter Mbugua of Tendo Apiary. So last week it was Peter Mbugua, and this week it is still Peter Mbugua, and I must say this has been the most exciting episode I have ever had to shoot. So karibu tena, and asante sana for having us again.
Thank you. Welcome to our workshop.
Yes, how have you been?
We'll be good.
And I must say Jaffe is still traumatized by the little casting. Wewe umekuwa stung before. How was it for you?
It was not that bad because I'm not allergic. The problem is when you're allergic. When you're allergic, you can really react.
Yes.
But then that's why we use a very, very reliable protective gear. Okay? Yes. So that to make sure you are safe whenever you're doing your thing with the beehives.
Okay, me, I just can't wait to show Jaffe how it's done. Now watch. Now, let's begin. Just reminding the viewers, how long have you done beekeeping, and what motivated you to start?
We have quite a good experience, over 10 years experience in manufacturing and distributing beehives, and we also beekeepers ourselves. Actually, I'm an apiarist myself. There's a lot of potential in beekeeping. We realize there's a gap, especially with natural products. Natural products first, then as an income generating activity to boost family livelihoods and income.
All right, and I know on your apiaries you use modern hives. Maybe just remind us why you chose that instead of the traditional ones. Ama, did you even start with the modern ones?
One of the objectives of our project is to encourage people to adopt modern hives away from the traditional beehives where they used to kill all the bees. You know, our first mission is to save the bees. Okay, especially because of the environmental impact of bees, especially food security because of pollination. Traditional keepers used to actually harvest the whole hive, remove from the brood to the honey. Some actually burn the bees and wait now for the next season. So our main objective first is to save the bees first. Okay, like I told you last time. Treat your bees well, and they'll take care of you.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pollinators in Kenya are really threatened, like I've said before, especially because of wrong harvesting practices, habitat loss, clearing forests all over and putting out buildings, okay, and use of chemical pesticides. Chemical pesticides use both useful and useless insects, harmful insects, so to say.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I know everyone who watched last week's episode is, maybe wondering how do they get the modern hives. Before even we get there, how many hives do you have so far? And then now take us through the process of the new hives. How many types exist? Here
we manufacture 3 types of hives mainly. We have what we call the standard Langstroth beehive, which is this one. Okay, it comes with a brood box and a honey super. Okay, this is the part that we harvest, the top box. Like you can see in the middle, there's what we call a queen excluder. The queen excluder, yes, this. The queen excluder prevents the queen from laying in the top box, the honey super or the honey storage. This is where they store the honey. So the foragers that you see outside here will go through the front entrance, make comb first, then pass through the queen excluder and store the honey on the top box. This one is the queen is the only one that lays in the hive. And once you restrict it to the bottom box, that means the super box will not have any brood. You harvest pure honey. This is what we call a standard Langstroth. Then we have what we call a Kenya top bar hive. It's a bit different because this one has frames. Okay, the bees make the honeycomb along this frame. We put a comb starter to guide them to build along the frame, so that when you are removing, the combs come out one at a time. Actually, the advantage of this, in summary, what we call hives with movable frames, it makes them easier to inspect because you are able to remove one comb at a time and replace the combs. Unlike the traditional hives whereby you have to remove everything. Okay, the movable frames are now the modern hives. Then there is the Kenya Toba hive. This one actually imitates the traditional beehive, only that it is a trapezium rectangular shape, vertical shape. This is vertical, this is horizontal. The same, it has movable bars, so you are able to inspect your combs one at a time without destroying the whole brood, unlike the traditional beehives. Okay. Now with this one, once you cut these frames, we use a honey press to squeeze out the honey from those combs.
But I see now in that one,
yes,
you have not even done the...
Because this one is usually used for comb honey. We cut out the comb.
Okay.
Okay.
You cut out
we cut out the comb and sell it as comb honey. Okay. That one, we extract. Once you remove the combs from the hive, you will uncap. When the bees reduce the moisture content to about 16 to 21%, if you remember, that honey is ready for harvesting. But the honey is sealed, so it's not possible for the honey to come out even if you put it in the extractor. So you need an uncapping fork to remove the capings. That is the wax cover. Once they have reduced the moisture content to the correct level, they cover it with wax, what we call capings. Now you can use this uncapping, people call it a comb. Okay, comb uncapping fork to remove the wax. You can also use this uncapping knife to remove the wax, put in the honey extractor and spin. Once you spin, the honey will come out and leave the comb. Okay, so the bees are able to reuse the same comb again. So the advantage of this behavior is that you are able to harvest multiple times in a year.
With this one?
With this one. Because already the honey will come out and leave the comb. Okay, so the bees will use the same comb a few times without having to build new comb. It takes a lot of honey to make wax, and the combs are made of wax. It actually takes about 3 times amount of honey to make wax. Yeah, to make wax. So you will save the bees a lot of resources and a lot of work if you use this modern hive.
All right.
Okay.
And in that one, in the trapezium one, where does the queen stay?
In other hives, there's only one entrance. So this one will enter from that front. The queen excluder, this time it is horizontal. As you can see, there's a galvanized wire mesh that will restrict the queen to the brood box. The brood box is the front part. We leave about 7-8 frames for the brood. Then the foragers, the bees you see outside here, are smaller. They're able to pass through that mesh to store the honey here. So you're asari tunatoa after the queen excluder. Okay.
All right. And there's the catch box as well?
A catcher box is very, very useful. You can call it a catcher box or a trapper, a bee trapper. It's very useful in catching swarms. Okay. The good thing with the catcher box is that it is easily movable. You can actually be able to put it very high up. Bees they feel safe when they are much higher up. So ukiweka juu sana, it is easier for them to occupy the catcher box than a hive ikiwa chini. Okay, so now the frames from the catcher box and the frames on the brood box are the same size. So nyuki wakiingia, we just let them build a few frames, store some honey, maybe some brood so that they don't abscond. Then we transfer to the beehive and return to the catcher box to the kama ni juu ya muti. Yeah, because it is easier to handle than having to put a whole beehive on top of a tree or on top of a house. Yes.
Okay. And do beehives, modern beehives, have standard dimensions when you're making them?
Yes, beehives have standard dimensions. The length of a beehive has to be standard. And it actually have to be proper because even the modern beekeeping equipment is made according to the measurements of these hives. Yes. Like if you put this frame there in the honey extractor, you realize it will fit in one of those trays. It will fit. It will fit. Okay. If it is not standard, it will not fit.
Oh, I see.
So the equipment is tailored to fit Langstroth equipment. Okay? Yes.
All right. And now in terms of color, I have noticed there's the blue one, there's the yellow one, and there's the dark green. Why is that? Ama bees are just attracted to these three colors?
No, the bees are basically not attracted to any color. Actually, what we brings in the bees is the wax that we put in and the lemongrass oil.
Yes.
Okay, that's the bee attractant. I remember explaining it to you. We do the different colors for various reasons. One, if the hives are so close together, it will help the bees identify their own hives. Okay, so to avoid what we call drifting. Drifting is a bees from this hive when they are coming from foraging to enter a colony that's not theirs. It's very risky for them because they can even get killed by the bees there. You see, all the bees in one hive are from one queen.
Yes.
Okay, so wanajuana
Yes.
by smell, by pheromones. So ikiingia kwa mzinga ingine, it is very dangerous for that bee. Okay, so we different colors help in drifting. That's number one. This color, for example, there are people who don't want their hives to be seen.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so they use jago green. Jago green, once it's in the bush, wears the honor. Okay, so people have this misconception that yellow attract bees. I don't think that's a factor as such. Then there is the aesthetics of your farm. You want your farm to look beautiful. Actually, you have people asking for even 6, 7 different colors.
Oh,
yes, yes.
okay.
Yeah, it becomes a very beautiful apiary. But colors mainly have nothing to do with the bees.
And now in terms of harvesting, there's this big machine. You've said it's for spinning the honey. How does it work?
Honey extractor. The centrifuge honey extractor, like we said, once you remove you harvest your frames. These are the frames you remove from the beehive when you're harvesting. Okay? Actually, that time it's not a frame, it's a honeycomb.
It's a honeycomb.
Okay? Once the bees have made comb here, they have stored honey in it, they have sealed it, now that's a honeycomb. Now you'll uncap your honeycomb with this uncapping fork or the uncapping knife. Place the honey extractor, a centrifuge honey extractor, and once you spin through the centrifugal force, it will throw the honey and leave the comb.
Okay.
Okay?
So spin it like how? This?
Yeah, you spin like that.
Easy like that.
Yes, very, very easy. Spin like a minute, then reverse the other side because the honeycomb
Is
has
on
honey
both
on both
sides.
sides. Then you reverse the other side. The honey will come out, go through this stainless steel double sieve. Okay, they are stainless steel double sieve.
Why is it double?
Double, the first one, the inner sieve has bigger slots, so it's able to catch the bigger particles. So any smaller particle that you pass through here will be caught by this very fine. This mesh on the lower side is very, very fine. So after that, the honey is ready for bottling. You just let it settle for some time, and it's ready for bottling. If you notice, we are very, very keen on hygiene. Yes, our equipment are stainless steel or food grade plastic. Nothing less than that.
All right, now that of course takes us to our commercial break. When we will be back, we'll talk about honey and the harvesting process and money. So do not go too far, keep it TV 47.